Trick or treat, kids and kids at heart will be mouthing those words in about a week from now, and the answer is usually treat, with the exception of chocolate or candy. But what if there are some healthier options? Joining me now to discuss some of those options is personal trainer and dietitian Layla Hugel-Deeds. Thank you so much for joining us, Layla. And I guess none of us want to be the one, the house that gives out the healthier foods, but maybe we should. What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely finding a balance. You can have both options ready. Maybe you have some candy, have some healthier, fun options that are also available. And so you can find a little balance right there.
So what do you recommend? Do you give the kids the option, like the banana versus the chocolate, the apple versus the nerds? What's the best approach to take?
Yeah, you could mix it up, give them the option, or also try to make the maybe not so fun sounding fruits a little bit more exciting. There's some different ways you could take maybe some sweet potatoes, cut them up thinly sliced, and cut out like a pumpkin face on it. You could take some bananas, dip them in Greek yogurt, and then put like some eyes on it, make it a ghost with some peanut butter, chocolate chips. And so it looks a little bit more exciting than just a apple versus a Snickers bar.
Absolutely. And through this pandemic, we've all really learned the importance of taking care of ourselves and especially our health. So talk to us briefly about the importance of having a healthy diet in general.
Yeah, having a healthy diet in general is absolutely crucial, as we've all seen, just setting yourself up to live a healthy life as best you can on a day-to-day basis, because we never know what's going to come up. No one was expecting a pandemic. And so just setting yourself up for success by the habits that you're building and just having an overall balanced diet. You're still enjoying some of those candies, those treats here and there, but having those nutrient-dense, colorful, fiber-rich, protein-focused foods throughout your day is going to be most important.
What is some of your advice for parents on how to entice their kids? I know you talked about some of the cute ways to decorate fruit, but how to really teach them about making those good and healthy choices for themselves without having, I know with my two kids, I want them to make healthy decisions. I hope they do, but they probably don't always. So I guess for me, what can I do?
Yeah. Well, one way is just leading by example. A lot of times your kids, they're always watching you, and whether they make the same choice every time, they see the decisions that those around them are making, and that's going to impact them in the moment and then years down the line as well. And then try to make it a fun experience. So another fun idea I saw was making a candy corn with a fruit cup, right? So we had pineapple at the bottom, you had some orange slices, put some maybe marshmallow fluff, put some whipped cream, and then even sprinkle some of the real candy corn candy on top. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, but also in a fun way that they're also able to participate in. So that could help them want to consume that more, because it's like, oh, I did this, that sense of ownership,
The other thing that I sometimes have difficulty teaching my kids, and I can't imagine I'm alone in this, but the idea of when is enough enough? Making the decision to stop. And I think even as adults, we have some of this. Like, you put a pile of M&Ms in front of me and I'm going to snack on it and probably not realize that I have soon, consumed the whole dish. So what are some tips you have on how to make an intelligent decision to stop?
Yes. So just being smart about what you have in your house in the first place. And so if your house is big for trick-or-treaters, maybe just buying the candy the day before. So it's not sitting there a couple weeks in advance and then find yourself maybe having to go buy more because you might have gone through it. So trying to just keep the house pretty balanced, and then getting the single serving ones. So maybe not a whole huge bag of M&Ms, but the mini fun size ones to kind of help you portion control a little bit better. Those can be some just ideas to start.
And let's talk about going to parties, because we know that this week will be full of those events, those parties, thankfully, after everything that we've gone through the last year with the pandemic. It's nice to see gatherings back on the table. And I know there's a lot of trunk or treat happening and Halloween parties, costume parties. While we want to wear our best costumes, there's also usually an expectation to bring a dish. So what are some good and healthy options to bring along to those different events?
Yeah, so remember that there's more to just candy that's in season right now, right? We have a lot of good fall flavors. You have apples, we have Brussels sprouts, cabbage, you have your squashes, pumpkins. So you can get really creative with your dishes and mixing things together. Just again, things with squash and pumpkin that you might not do all year. You can mix that in with any normal dish that you might and just switch it out, utilize those fall flavors, and then bring something different to the party.
All right, and finally, let's talk about exercise really quick because that often gets overlooked. And we actually get in quite a few steps on Halloween, walking around
Yeah.
the neighborhood and through these parties. So, is this something, of course, that we should do on a daily basis? But I guess we need to wear our step counters then, when we're going around on Halloween to see how well we do.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's one great thing about it. You might be walking more than you do in general, and so that's some definitely a pro from the holiday. And just being aware of that, walking around is a great exercise. Even if you're not going to the gym, just trying to get those steps in, set a goal for yourself can really start to make a difference. So, good habit to be building.
All right. Thank you so much, Layla. We appreciate your time and all of your good tips and advice. I know I, for one, will definitely be putting them to work this Halloween. Thank you.
Thank you.